Hello and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here before, I'm glad you're back. So today's video, seeing that it's Remembrance Day this weekend, I have decided to show you 3 ways, different ones obviously, of how to create poppies. There are 3 different techniques that are suitable both for beginners and more advanced. Yeah, this is them. I do think that although this one in the middle looks complicated, it's really not. So I do think that even if you're a beginner, you should try this because it's really easy to do. And then I did something sparkly for all those clients that want a lot of sparkle on their nails, and they don't want to not have it. And then I've done something very simple. Just you can start with this, and then you can move on to this, and trust me, it's really easy, although it seems complicated. So just give it a try. Nothing bad is gonna happen if you do. And then I decided to do a black nail and a white nail. The black in my country means mourning, so I decided to just add that in, and it's gonna tie up with all the black that you're gonna use in the rest of the nails. I didn't want to do a full set. I wanted to do different ways for you to do it, just to be suitable for every single client that you have. So yeah, anyway, I've decided to do that. I really love the glitter. I really think it adds something extra, and yeah, I really hope you are going to enjoy this video. If you try to recreate, please tag me in it. I would love to see it. And let's do some nails. So I have all my tips ready to go, and I'm going to go in with white out, and I will apply 2 layers of this on 4 of the nails and cure each layer for 30 seconds. This is really pigmented. Then I'm gonna go in with void, and I will apply 2 layers of this on 1 of the tips, and again cure each for 30 seconds. Then going in on 2 of the nails with Dorothy and yellow ombre brush, I will start with the black nail, and I will just apply this at the tip, and then I'm gonna drag it slowly towards the other end of the tip. You see what I'm doing. Yeah. And it's gonna be a lot easier to do this over the black than over the white, because this glitter is not just the glitter in a clear base, is gonna be in like a jelly kind of thing that already has a bit of color, and that's a Stormy hair. If you don't know who Stormy is, that's my dog, and she's a very fluffy Shih Tzu. And obviously I applied a layer of top coat on that. I went with the glossy top coat, but yeah, you can see here that the base of this glitter is already quite colorful, so obviously it's gonna be a bit harder to create an ombre over the white, but it's not extremely hard, which is great, because again, it's just like a jelly kind of thing, so it's easy to drag it up the nail and to create kind of like an ombre thing. And to be honest, I think a bit of texture into this is not a bad thing, because after I finished the set, I actually was thinking that you could use this white with the red glitter tip as your base for all the poppies, and you can just go from there if you want. It actually, I think it would add something really nice to the whole set, so that's an idea there. And I applied 2 layers over the white just because I felt like it was a lot of empty spaces. And then I top coated that and cured it. Then I'm gonna go in with these like red crystals. Those, I think they're the zodiac crystals. Then I have these black crystals. I haven't found them on the Crystal Parade site, but I know I got them from there. And then I have these emerald green crystals. I think those are Swarovski. Then just some caviar beads in gold. I'm obviously gonna use this brush because you already know that I'm gonna use that. And then this cat 2 brush just to apply the like gel to put the crystals on, and my crystal picker upper, and then this is the gel I'm gonna use to attach those crystals to the nail. So I'm applying a very, very, very thin layer all over the nail just because I didn't want to, you know, apply kind of like a shape. I just wanted to go in straight away. And I'm gonna go in first with that big crystal in the middle, and then three on the top, and then on the bottom I'm gonna use smaller crystals on one side. You see what I'm doing? It's just to create that kind of poppy shape. So I went in to just like the bottom part is supposed to be a bit smaller. I can't explain it better. It's there. And then I added in those emerald green crystals, a leaf on the top there of the flower, and then I'm adding a stem here with a leaf, and I decided to add like a little poppy thing there. I'm not sure exactly if the stem works very well here, but I'm happy with it. I don't know, I guess I could have just done a couple of poppies the way I've done that big one there, and just, yeah, I don't know if the stem really works this time, but I tried it. At least you know that you shouldn't if you don't like it. At least now you know you can see what's gonna happen if you do try it. And then I didn't give up on it. I wanted to go with it all the way, so I added caviar beads everywhere. And I do think caviar beads really rounded up everything and helped. But again, I'm not extremely thrilled. It could have been better. Just, you know, it's good that you guys now see what I did wrong and what you shouldn't do if you don't want to, as I said. But yeah, I'm just taking my time to make sure every single caviar bead is in place and that I don't have any missing spots like there. And then I added 3 caviar beads there. I have no idea why. I think I wanted that leaf to be a bit more pointy. And then one of my caviar beads went into the like the what you call it, the crystal picker upper thing. They have like a little pipe at the end there, and you can use that to like move crystals around. And yeah, I managed to get the caviar bead in there. I don't know how I'm gonna get that out. But anyway, now I'm using that gel brush from Glitter Bells that I always use for like bigger areas, and I'm just applying a top coat and cure that, and that nail is done. Then I'm gonna go in with Nail Chemie's Artisan gel paints and the Badger from Kirsty Meakin with a silicone tool, and I am going to mix up a nice darker red, because if you want to darken a red, don't use black, use purple, and it's gonna make that really nice kind of bloody poppy red that you're looking for. If you use black, depending on what kind of base the black has, it can change the color really weird. I don't know. Then I'm using the detailer brush from Glitter Bells, and I am just going to create the most basic poppy. So I'm gonna start with like an oval kind of shape, and then I'm gonna add to that oval a bigger oval on the bottom. So it's gonna be like the 2 petals of the poppy that you see everywhere right now, especially this time of year. And this is quite easy to create. It doesn't take long. It just, I'm faffing about because that's how I do things. I faff about way too much. And I shouldn't, but you know how I am right now. I'm always trying to be a perfectionist, but I'm never a perfectionist because my work is never perfect. So, just that's how I am. And then I'm filling that up with the bigger brush because I don't want to stay there all day and try to fill up a big area with a small detailer. I do recommend you have different sized brushes for this kind of purpose. And then what I'm gonna do is take like go on the side of the nail and make smaller poppies here and there, and just, you know, kind of decrease in size, and it's gonna be a lot easier. And I'm obviously changing the way they sit as well, so I'm not putting exactly the same shape, like the top smaller and the bottom bigger and whatever. I'm moving them around just like they would fly around. I don't know exactly what I had in my mind, but I had something, and then I realized I added too much gel paint in those poppies, and I'm just kind of using them instead of going back to my palette. And then I added small like dots that are gonna be very irregular, but they're supposed to be like still poppies, but they're like in the back, so just, you know. Then I'm gonna go in with Nail Chemie's Artisan Paint in black and a dotting tool, and I'm just gonna add a dot of black in the middle. And with this, with the smaller poppies, it doesn't have to be perfect, so don't worry about it. Then here I just decided to add those like where the petals meet. I ended up thickening those lines on the big poppy too much, and I'm not completely happy with it, but you can see here I went back and I thickened them, and yeah, I'm not happy, but it's fine. It's all right. Then I added some top coat, held it upside down to make sure it's smooth, and then I put it in the lamp. Then here, for the next nail, I used that Cat 2 brush from Ink London that I used earlier, and I took only a small amount of paint because it was clean. It had only like clear gel in it. And I am going to create a poppy, but like, well, you know already that I'm going to create a poppy. Because this whole video is about it. But I'm gonna just use the fact that I don't have a lot of paint in that brush to create some texture without actually, you know, trying to paint that texture, struggling to paint it. So I'm just gonna go around and I'm going to apply quite a bit of pressure in some places and leave some places with more paint. Just because this really gives you that the texture of the petals exactly how you want it. So yeah, I went around, I made the bottom petals shorter than the top ones, so you need to keep that in mind when you're like creating flowers, depending on the angle you want those flowers to be. I wanted them to be with that angle, so yeah. Anyway, then I'm gonna go in with brown and a bit of green, again from Nail Chemie's Artisan Paints, and I'm just gonna mix those two together to darken up that green and kind of like take a bit of that brightness away. So not just darken it up, but not have such a bright green. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It makes sense in my head. Oh, and then I didn't say this, but I added the two little flowers that are not open necessarily, or they're not at the angle that they look open. You understand what I mean. And you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just like dragging and creating some stems. It's really easy to do. Don't put a lot of pressure on this, otherwise the lines are going to be very, very thick. Just kind of try to, you know, make sure your hand is steady on the table, and don't put all the pressure in the lines. So make sure that you kind of lift it off the nail a little bit. Anyway, I'm not sure exactly what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. Then I'm just putting some dots around those like little things. I'm not exactly sure what they're supposed to look like, but I just kind of did what I thought. It's fine. Then I'm going in back with that black. I'm not really helpful, am I? I'm going back in with the black, and I am creating kind of like a triangle shape, and then I'm starting to pull things out and just create little dots. They don't have to be perfect. They can be just like random shapes, and I'm just pulling them out to kind of look fluffy inside, because poppies are kind of fluffy. Like the middle of them is quite quite fluffy. Yeah. I wish I could talk properly. Then I'm gonna go in with the Nail Chemie stamping gel in white, which is a different consistency. This is extremely pigmented. And I am just kind of making some lines there to add a bit more texture. Make sure that they are curved and they go where you want your petal to go. And also, to create that effect, you need to have some short ones and some long ones that go to the top of the petal. So this is a bit of a learning curve, but it's not that hard to do. Just make sure, you know, as I said, you have some that go all the way to the top of the petal and you have some that stay there. And then that will create kind of like a highlighting effect, if that makes sense. Then I'm gonna do the same thing here. Again, it's a bit weird the way I've put the highlights, I know, but I just decided that the highlights come from wherever the viewer is looking at the flowers, so just, you know, I'm happy with that. And then I added some dots there because those things are usually a bit fluffy as well, so I added some white dots there. I am next going to go in with a shiny top coat and I will apply that. If you see a bit of texture, make sure you hold it upside down, and then this nail is done. These are all done now and they are absolutely gorgeous in my opinion, obviously. You can have a different opinion if you want. We are two different people. But I would really love to see your recreations on these because I think they're so easy to do. Honestly, it's nothing too complicated. So yeah, I think that you should give it a go. All right, I hope you enjoyed today's video and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.